today is gonna be a little bit of everything, I think. We're gonna do books that I've read recently, books that I'm reading now, kind of the plan for July. I honestly am not exactly sure where this video is gonna go, so come along with me and find out. So hi, my name is Talia. I love books, I love bandanas. I'm so glad you're at my channel today. It is summer in the Pacific Northwest. It's just my favorite. I love the sun. I've been sitting outside and reading in the evenings, which has been amazing. We just had the 4th of July. I got to snuggle baby piglets. I'll put some video footage up here for you. They were so cute. And yeah, I'm just having a great summer. I hope you are too. I'm gonna talk about all the books today, so let's get going. First I'm gonna talk about Vicious. This book was like above a 5-star for me, and I was so excited that it was, because I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue last year, and I loved that book. It was one of my favorites of the year, and when I had mentioned that I was gonna read Vicious, I had a couple people comment that it was really different, and like kind of the vibe was that like, hey, don't get your hopes too high because you're not gonna like it as much as Addie LaRue. And I honestly did. I loved it so much. It was definitely darker than The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, it was like dark in a way though that I wanted it to be real. I think I posted, like, I was trying to read this while I was coming home from the coast because I started reading it on camping, and I'm like reading, and I get really car sick reading, so I can't. So I was like reading a little bit as my husband was driving, and then I'd be like, oh, feel a little sick, better look out for a while, and then like I really want to know what's happening, so like let's read a little more, and then like, oh, like this book, like I was hooked. I just finished it in like a day or two. Loved it. So we have 2 college roommates, and they're very intelligent, like scientific minds, and I think it's their senior year, and they are just very smart, and they are assigned to do like this senior thesis senior project where they have to like come up and research this big idea. And one of the guys, Eli, decides to do his thesis on extraordinary people. So this is the idea that like there are people that have special qualities, kind of like superhero qualities. Well, Victor kind of jumps on board and is like, while Eli's studying these extraordinary people, they kind of come to this discovery that like, hey, extraordinary people exist, and they are created when someone has like a near-death experience, or basically dies but then like comes back, like they're dead but like they come back. It's like a near-death, almost dead experience, and then you're back, and then you're back with like these special abilities. So if I told that description to myself, I would probably be like, that is gonna be like really stupid, like it's not gonna be good at all. But I'm telling you, so good. So they figured out like, oh, like this is how extraordinaries happen, and then they decide that they want to be extraordinaries. So Eli and Victor decide they want to be extraordinaries, and I'll leave it at that. And then things happen and they end up being enemies, and that's kind of what the book is about. So V. Schwab, like this is the first in I think it's a duology, and I'm definitely gonna read the next one soon. She just knocks me off my feet. Like I love her writing. I love the way she develops characters and the way the characters weave together. It's told from quite a few different viewpoints, which can sometimes be really choppy. And sometimes there's like a viewpoint where you're like, oh, I really like this viewpoint, but I couldn't care less what happens to this person. And I don't feel like it's like that at all. Like she weaves it together in such a way that you just can't stop reading. Like I loved it. This was so good. So yeah, I feel like V. Schwab is becoming one of my favorite authors. I want to read everything she wrote. So I'll be working on that more this year for sure. Okay, so for July, for the first half of July, I am doing Journey-athon. And Journey-athon is a brand new readathon that is created by one of my very good booktube friends, Chatty the Mad Chatter. If you guys have not heard of Journey-athon, you should totally check it out. It's not too late. She has some of the best graphics and maps, and like there's like passports you can use, like so much fun stuff. So much hard work has gone into this Journey-athon. So even if you're watching this past July, I totally think you should hop on over to her channel and print some of these materials, because you can do your own Journey-athon at any time. So here is my little map. And I know you can't see it very well, which is why you should go print off your own. But I'm basically going to go through the paths that I am taking. So there's 4 different paths. You can do water, air, earth, or portal. And that basically just means you choose a path kind of based on how many books you want to read and what prompts you want to do. Sounds a little bit confusing when I say it, but she has some great videos explaining to you the different ways you can participate in Journey-athon. Basically, you can read anything from like 1 book to as many books as you want. It is a middle grade readathon. However, I'm kind of weaving some YA in there. And if you just want to use the prompts for books that are not YA, you can totally do that as well. So I am planning to read 6 prompts. And I, being the rebel that I am not really sticking to one particular path. I am taking all of the paths. I'm kind of jumping around. So for the first prompt, which is all the paths have this first prompt, it is read a book featuring a mode of travel on the cover. So the one that I chose is The Sea of Monsters by Riordan. This is the second book in the Percy Jackson series, and they are running across this bridge. And running using your own legs to move is a mode of transportation. So I am reading this one. I'm actually listening to the audiobook of it just due to kind of time constraints and how I was planning how I was going to fit everything in for this month. So I am listening to this and I am liking it okay so far. I will say I'm not liking it as much as the first Percy Jackson book. I'm thinking it's just a little bit too like, it feels angled towards middle grade boys, which is totally fine. Just some of like the middle grade humor I'm just not as like into as I was in the first one, I guess. I'm still liking the story, still liking the adventure. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue listening to this on my own. I might wait until my kids are a little bit older to continue the series, but it's fitting the prompt. I'm getting it done. It's something to listen to while I'm doing the dishes. So that is my prompt for Prologathon is the place where I'm at for that one. Okay. After that, I am traveling to the Smoky Mushroom, and I am going to the Smoky Mushroom by land, and that prompt is read a book with something cosmic in the title. So I read Starfell, Willow, Moss, and the Lost Day, and this was such a cute middle grade book. It's pretty short. I finished it in just a couple of days. So basically, Willow Moss lives in this land where everyone has a little bit of a magic power, and she's kind of bummed out because her only magical power is that she can find missing things. Like if someone lost a sock, she can kind of like say, okay, come on sock, and come to me, and the sock comes to her. So she's kind of bummed out because like other members of her family have really powerful magic, like being able to move houses and move stuff, and so she's feeling a little bit bummed about that. However, one day one of the greatest like witches in her community comes to her and is like, something really bad has happened. Last Tuesday is missing. A whole day is gone. No one can remember what happened. And she asks for Willow's help to find it. So they go on a little adventure. There's her like cat, who's not really a cat. He's like a creature. And I can't remember what kind of creature he's called, but he's a super cute character. I just feel like this was just a fun read, just a fun little adventure story. We'll totally be saving this one for my kids. Really enjoyed it. Okay, the next place I travel is Boardwalk Theatrics, and I'm going there by sea, and I am reading a book that is part of a series. So I am reading Cress. This is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I love this series so much. You guys, this is thick, and it's only been a couple days since I started this. Like it's I just love it. I think Marissa Meyer, kind of like V. Schwab, just does like a great job like weaving characters together. This is more YA, so it's not as dark as I would say V. Schwab's writing is, and there's more humor mixed into it. But man, I just love these characters. I can't say much because this is the 3rd book in a series, but basically we're like in a futuristic time. There's lunars that live on the moon, and they are ruled by this evil queen who's trying to take over the earth, and then we have earthen royalty who's trying to figure out how to stop this from happening, and then we have some characters in the middle. Some characters that are lunar, some characters that are from Earth, but all who are coming together with the same purpose, to stop the evil lunar queen from kind of taking over civilization. And again, I'm so surprised, because if you told me 2 years ago I would be like loving like a series based on like this, I would have been like, no way, that sounds weird, not my thing at all. But it is so good. This takes me right out of my house, right out of my element, right out of my somewhat mundane everyday life, and just takes me to a world that I want to live in and that I just love being a part of. So yes, love this one so much. Okay, so those are the books I'm read / working on for Journey-athon. The next thing I'm going to do is go to Whittle Away Village, and I'm going there by Sky, and that prompt is read a recent purchase. So I am reading Pax. Obviously this name caught my eye because we recently lost Pax Panic in the booktube community, and that was a huge loss for all of us. I never knew that there was a book called Pax, so I picked it up at a library sale actually recently, and I was just like, oh, I have to have this. And it sounds like it's a really sad book about a fox, and it's a middle grade, and it is just like some sort of adventure. The reviews I read said it was pretty sad. It's illustrated by John Clausen, who wrote I Want My Hat Back. If you guys haven't read that picture book, that's definitely one you should read. It's so cute. Yeah, so I'm going to be reading that as part of the prompt for book I purchased recently, and just to honor Pax a little bit on my channel. So that is what will be happening there. Okay, next I'm going to the Grombies, and I'm going by Sky, and I'm gonna read a magical book is the prompt. So I'm gonna read the Tea Dragon Society. You know, Sid from Storytime with Sid forever ago told me that I needed to read the Tea Dragon Society, and I purchased it and just never got around to it. It's just like a cute little graphic novel about these little tea dragons. So I think it's gonna be really cute, and I will be reading that one as well. Okay, last is going to, wait, where's the last place? Okay, the City of Party. The City of Party. So we're making it to like the little tea party at the end here. And the prompt for that one is just read a middle grade book. Any type of middle grade book you want. So I have had this one on my shelf for quite a while. Andrew Peterson, The Wingfeather Saga, On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness. And can't remember what it's about. I think I first heard about it on Chantel's channel. And yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I think it's Christian middle grade fiction, if I remember right, or has like Christian aspects to it. It doesn't really say that on the back though, so stay tuned. We'll see where that goes. Okay, so those are my Journey-athon reads. So the plan is to kind of get those wrapped up by mid-July. Next, after I finish my Journey-athon reads, I'm going to be reading The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. I'm actually going to be doing a buddy read of this one with Tara from Tara Talks Books. Tara's been getting a little bit into thrillers lately, so I'm kind of excited that we're going to read this one together. So I read Something in the Water by Catherine Steadman not long ago, and I loved it. It was so good. So I'm just super excited to read another book by Catherine Steadman. This one I think is about like a couple that's engaged, and if I remember correctly, like one of the family members gives the woman like a note of like a crime they've committed or something, and she's trying to figure out like, are they like trying to test my loyalties, or like what is going on here? I think if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I read the back, and I kind of don't want to know. I kind of want to go into it somewhat blind. So yeah, I'm really excited to get reading this one with Tara. Also, I have the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is like a Greek mythology retelling, I believe, and this is from this is the July and August read for FOMO book club. So I'm not sure if it'll be this month or the next, but I will definitely be getting into this one as well. I am also currently reading How to Be Remembered by Michael Thompson, and I'm reading this one on Kindle. This was actually a NetGalley ARC. It's not early release anymore because it was released on June 27th, so it is available for purchase now. But I'm really liking it so far. So when I read the description or the promotion for the book, it said that if you were a fan of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, that you would like this book. So I was like, ding, 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 winner, because I loved that book. So what we have basically is we have this kid named Tommy. And Tommy, every year on his birthday, everyone in his life forgets who he is. Like, on his very first birthday, his parents wake up and they're like, who the heck is this kid? Like, we have no idea who he is. And so that he gets placed in foster care, and same thing, every year on his birthday, they're like, how did this kid get here? We have no record of him. Like, why is he here? Which is pretty inconvenient for Tommy, as he like gets to know people and form these relationships. Every year on his birthday, he wakes up and he remembers everyone around him, but no one around him can remember him at all. So he's like, you guys, I know you, like, it's me, Tommy. And they're just like, we don't know you. How did you get here, crazy kid? So pretty crazy so far. I'm only about 20% in, but I'm really liking it. I'm liking the flow. I'm liking the characters. I'm liking where it's going. So we will see. I'm going to keep working on that one, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I'll have a recap for you in my next recent reads video. Okay, so my plate is pretty full, you know, but when I'm at the library the other day picking up the Song of Achilles, I couldn't help but notice that they had Jojo Meyer's Someone Else's Shoes in there, and it was a Lucky Day book. So our library does this thing for Lucky Days, like new releases. They have some of them they will have set aside, so you can't put them on hold. You can only get them if they are in the library, and they just like have this little shelf of them, and if you happen to be able to get one, you can check it out. You cannot renew it, and you have to bring it back like right in 3 weeks. So I've already had it a week. I'm not sure if I will be able to finish, but I just love the cover. I think this book sounds kind of cute. It's like about two women with very different lives, and one finds the other's gym bag at the gym and ends up taking it home, and then I don't know, it goes from there, and they be friends and help each other's lives. I just think it sounded like a fun read. I've never read a book by Jojo Moyes that I hated. I actually remembered when I was looking at this today, I was like, don't I have another Jojo Moyes I haven't read? And yes, up there, I have Giver of the Stars up there too that I still need to read. So realistically, I don't know if I will get to this, but I love the cover and I couldn't resist like taking it home to live in my house for a while. So we'll see. That's on the list as well. Okay, now I just have books thrown all over the place. I told you in my last video I'm out of bookshelf space. I'm out of bookshelf space. There's books like, there's just books. Whoa. There's books all over the place. But if you're gonna have a mess, at least it's a book mess. I do have laundry mess over there too, though. Everything's a mess. All right, well, now I'm surrounded by books. It's time to close out this video. Let me know if you've read any of these and your thoughts and opinions on them. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you're having a good summer. I hope winter's treating you okay. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope you take some time today to read a good book or two. And if you're having a bad hair day, just wear a bandana. Bye. I read, yes? Okay, go ahead, let me know if you need any help. Why don't you come in Mommy's room? Okay, you can go in there. Why does everyone always have to poop the second I start filming? It's like they plan it. I don't understand. Okay, let's just restart.